Hello, welcome back to this 15 minutes remaining turn of Stewed. We got some research in thaumaturgy done, so we can do some gateways now. Gonna get some conjuration, and then why not? We'll go to construction 8, see if we can get some unique items. Might as well really stretch the steel ovens. Conjuration 8 would give us the Queens of Elemental Water and Kings of Earth and stuff. Thought that might be a good one. And maybe one day if we actually have a bunch of death income, we can summon some Dione. That'd be cool too. We'll see though. We could probably make use of Earth Attack as well, which is a really nice spell. We'll just try and get Ivy Kings up for the time being though. Lots of summons as usual. Our site searching found nothing, which is probably expected, but we'll keep trying it. Proclamation from Man, together we can defeat Pythium as their new prophet. Good to see that they are focused on Pythium. Probably to their error, but you know, whatever. A couple of battles then. Moved into Gnynith Mercs. So this is a defended province. There is a ton of, I assume, AI junk here. Including one of these guys. It looks like something I can summon, but it's not the thing I can summon. I can summon some kind of Earth Mage I looked up. Looks like this guy. Yeah, there's a bunch of AI junk here because Tianchi went AI a while ago. There is also, you know, a ton of PD here as well. So there's like 200 units or something for our army to get through. So a bunch of griffins flying into our ethereal units. While we hit tons of PD. We get up some nice spells. Put some flaming arrows on our Soheis, good stuff. Sending in the Okami. Pillars of Fire, some Falling Frost, some Flaming Arrows, some Ethereal Tengus, some Cave Drakes, some Bone Melters, a bunch of Soheis chopping up an Ogre. Ah, this is what Dominions is all about. Yeah, so not really having too many problems here. There aren't really any mages or real spell casting. There's tons of units. We are, as usual, losing a lot of Tengu, but that's kind of how the Tengu roll, you know? They just love to die. Probably quite a few of them getting hit by flaming arrows, if I had to guess. So lost almost half of the Tengu, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I mean, that was 200 units worth of junk, so at least it's gone. We also burned down an enemy temple, which is good. We also then moved into Winter Peaks. So we're putting this little fort under siege. There's not much to see here, really, but... I mean, as always, do the Tengu love to die? Oh yeah. 8 dead Tengu. And then we also saw a battle in Roko. So another big battle between Agartha and Bergerac. I feel like I've seen this entire war between Agartha and Bergerac, which is quite good. So Agartha has a pretty large army this time. Although actually, there have been a few times they've had a large army. Lots of mages. Well, relatively. Got some sepulcrals in the front. These guys are cool. They're into a slightly smaller force, but tons of mages again. I can hear an awful lot of ethereal fire. God damn. Or astral fire, I think it's called. Yeah, you can see a lot of these guys are wounded. Even if they didn't die. 5 hit points. He also has Vafa Flames up, and yeah, that's a lot of Astral Fire. Lots of meteors from Agartha though. It feels like Agartha has lost before the fight even began. That Astral Fire just ripped through him. Really just hoping that he gets some meteor kills at this point, I think. Put it on turbo. Yeah, this is over. Damn. So that was the battle in Roko. Okay, so Agartha didn't lose any mages though. But he lost a ton of troops. Lost 200 troops. Meanwhile, Bogarus lost 2 alchemists. Fewer troops though. I mean, yeah, Bogarus just had tons of mages in that battle compared to Agartha. I guess Agartha has lost a lot of their mages though over the last few turns. We found 2 enemy mages, and 1 was killed and 1 was feeble-minded, so good stuff. And found 600 gold with the rainbow, which is cool. Some disease in Pepper Plain, a dead martyr in World Pillar, and 8 air gems in Wetlands. Still no big gold events yet. Still deadly disease in Calum. Did some patrolling, Winter Peaks is open. 1 unit was cured of the disease. Lemuria has been vanquished, farewell to them. And one of our Ryujin got in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to $20,000 who got heroic battle prowess. Not super useful, I'll be honest, but you know. He has it, so there we go. And that's it for messages. Lots happening this turn. Seems like we're still pretty safe from our neighbours from what we can see, especially if Mana's still warring Pythium. Next person I'm going to worry about is Irithea, I think, because they've just been very quiet in this game, and they are one of our neighbours, so... I've been in 1 game with them before, and they were also very quiet until right at the end when they won, so... certainly one to try and keep an eye on. I should probably try and get scouts through their territory next, and see how big they are. They might hopefully get pulled into a war against Pythium or, I don't know, Bogarus or something, though. Especially if Pythium starts, you know, stomping Man. Maybe Man will ask for help, and they'll hit him from both sides. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. For the time being, we'll just concentrate on what we're doing, though, until something shakes us up. We do have mirrors everywhere now, so we've got a mirror in Zenth for making this look bigger. There's a mirror in Gamer, 2 mirrors in Mapito, and a mirror in Calum. So, you know, we look strong everywhere, which is pretty funny. I do quite enjoy the mirrors. Anyway, over here first, there is still this Bane Venom Charm in Calum, or something like it. So I'm going to try doing Mind Hunt on this province this turn. Hopefully the thing here has a mind, in which case we'll pop it. If not, I'm moving over the rest of the patrollers. Basically all of the units are going to be in this province patrolling now. So the undead stuff is up here, and these guys are here. All this stuff is diseased. Or undead. The diseased commanders are going to be to Icton with the Cure-All Elixir, so they can try and get their diseases cured over here, free from any diseased units. So I'll start patrolling there. I'm also going to step up patroller production from this point on. So we've got 2 rounds of Claymen, got 1 round of Summon Great Eagles, and I'm also going to forge a Ring of Warning and a Crown of Command every month. So we'll set up magic patrollers in basically these 4 provinces to make sure nothing ever sneaks into our territory again, unless it flies straight in. But, you know, we'll deal with that when it happens. So we'll get all the patrollers set up here, get the diseases cured, hopefully. Army in Winter Peaks is just going to storm immediately, because why not? I don't imagine we'll have any problems, but who knows? I think the next thing I'm going to set up is adding Mass Regen, Foul Vapors, and Serpent's Blessing into the army scripts. So I'm going to work on getting Nature Ryujins over here, and then in future it'll be Ivy Kings as well helping out. And I'm also going to start forging some more Nature Boosters as well. Going to get another Thistle Mace this turn, and then we'll give this guy 2 Nature Boosters, and he can start forging some Moonvine Bracelets as well. So we'll get those into the rotation next. I'm going to keep the Yeti down here in case we ever need Army of Gold down in this region. So next time I have the Earth Gems, I'll summon another Troll to send over to this army. But we'll storm here, moving some Nature Mages to Pannonia. I'm gatewaying all of this junk over to Pannonia this turn as well. So we'll have even more force in this region. And this is all just continuing pace, I think. There are a lot of mages in this fort, but our Dominion's getting very strong over here. This is neutral. So when the Dominion pushes in here, these guys will start getting zapped by strands, I think, which will make it quite easy. This might take a little bit longer because it's 4 dark, but or 5 dark. But we'll just deal with this the conventional way, that's fine. Next up, I want to start taking some of these other provinces with some raiders, so best raider we have, of course, is my god. This is in our dominion, and there's a temple here to burn down, so my god's just going to go and take care of that. I have 4 minutes left to do this, so I'm just gonna partial and do it offline, so I'll see you in a second. Right, where was I? My god's gonna hit Irisia. So take that, burn down the temple, shouldn't be any problems. I also realized we've been sleeping on another construction spell we can do, which is golem construction. I don't remember the last time I summoned a golem, possibly never. Since we have the steel ovens, we actually get a discount on summoning golems as well, which is quite funny. Good use of our pearls. It is very, very tempting to just save up the pearls, is the thing. But why not? Let's get a couple of golems out. So I'm going to start summoning some golems, and we'll put some gear on them, and they can, yeah, they can accompany our armies. While our main armies hit forts, the golems will just try and take provinces. And that should be fine. So I think this is costing us, what, 24 pearls, I think? Let's see. Yeah, 24 pearls. Instead of 30, which is pretty cool. Nice cheap for golems. Also, still just doing tons of forging in the steel ovens. Yeah, so I'm getting robes for our Ryujin. I'm going to start making nature boosters, rings of warning, start making skulls of fire. Yeah. Firebrand and a storm sword for a golem. I'm not sure what else to put on him yet, but probably the Iron Face we've got in the treasury at the moment. So we'll start bringing those things up to also start hammering Agartha. It'd be nice to take this stuff quickly and then just move into his cap. But who knows? Who knows? That's all going fine though. That leaves this section. Our Dominion is getting quite strong over here as well. The only thing I'm worried about over here is bumping into Utgard if they decide to interfere with us while we're doing this. So hopefully we sit on Ungbeloth with no problems. But this army is just going to move on to Ungbeloth. We could probably set up mass regen, Foul Vapors, and Serpent's Blessing with this army quite easily, because we have a lot of N2 mages, and we do have nature boosters in the treasury. I'm not sure we're going to need it. The only reason it's tempting is in case we get attacked by Utgard while we're doing this. But who knows? Utgard hasn't bothered finishing off Tianqi, so I'm just kind of hoping that they're going to be quite passive and leave us alone. But, I mean, it's hard to tell, right? But this army currently has 253 siege. This is a 250 wall. So, not much we can do about that. Fortunately, it's just going to, take 2 turns to fall over. Which does make us a bit vulnerable, but we have a ton of priests here. So we can at least, when we're sieging it next turn, just have all of these guys preach. And then maybe they'll get some dominion here, and then if this guy does move into us, at least we'll zap all his mages. Although they're probably giant mages, so they probably won't care about 8 hit points of damage or whatever it is. Either way, we'll do what we can. It would be nice if I still just had a gate cleaver. I could, there's a lab in this province. It would be nice to actually get this down in 1 turn. But, oh well. We do also have the Bishopfish now as well, who's moving over to Small Sea. And then he'll join the army as well next turn. So that'll be nice. And the rest of the red arrows you can see are moving some Ryujin to Typhian Sea. That's so they can all attack this next turn. Because I was going to say that with my god to be nice and safe, but my god might be over here, so if I send a bunch of Ryujin over here, they can all just summon a water elemental, and that'll probably beat whatever's here. The only reason I'm hesitant is because so many of these provinces have like 50 points of PD, and I'm worried I'm going to send a bunch of Ryujin into this, and they'll all just die of being overwhelmed by PD. However, there's no Dominion in Tianqi anymore, and none in Nineth Mercs. So this might be the only Dominion Tianqi has left, so maybe we just Dom kill him pretty soon. That would be nice. In fact, it's tempting to leave one of these H2s behind here preaching. But he's almost certainly going to die if I do that. So I don't know. let's just press in. And so far that is it for the turn. You don't have a surplus of gold anymore, so I'm just recruiting Ryujin and that's it. No temples this turn. Got a guy here moving over. And there's another priest over here somewhere. I can't... Oh, there he is. Yeah, moving to Ildmire. Put one there eventually. Oh no, there's already one there. I guess I'll move this priest into this territory and start putting temples in aggressively when I can, but not spending gold on stuff like that just yet. Alright, but that was turn 62. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. Got some conjuration research done. Changed targets slightly due to developments, so I'll talk about that in a second. Did some summons, also did some mind hunting. We hit Conicus and killed them, but there is still a deadly disease in Icton, so I think maybe we just hit a scout or something, not great. We did some site searching, we found a nature site with Harrispex, so one more nature gem per turn, it's not bad. I think I have more nature gems than anything though, so you know, not quite what I'm looking for, but still, nice to have. Gatewayed a bunch of units from our cap, which is cool. Did the usual summons, also some Great Eagles now. These will help with sieging and patrolling, so they're pretty cool. Took control of Baguloth. So this is in Agartha's territory, it's just, I noticed that there was a random province that had no PD, so I just scout capped it. And we also attacked Irisea, Ungbaeloth, and the fortress in Winter Peaks. So first up, we got Irisea. This is my god hitting a random province. Why am I watching this one, you might say? Well, because we did the thing again where we poisoned ourselves with our own breath and Ring of Returning Home. So, you know, slightly disappointing. I don't know why this happens sometimes and not others. Wish I did. I don't think the Burgerus battles are very interesting. It's just the big stack continues to walk over stuff. This one was a bit more interesting. I guess I'll watch this one, but it's kind of the last gasp of Agartha, I think. I feel like they've been completely crushed at this point. There are some... well, I mean... this is just over. There were some adepts there, but, you know. So, yeah, I mean... Burgerus is definitely just rolling Agartha now. We also attacked Ungbaeloth. So, get to play another game of is there 50 points of PD? Turns out no. This isn't too bad, just putting the fort under siege. And as expected, we did not crack it open immediately, unfortunately. We also lost a Tengu, of course, which is typical. The fortress is critically damaged, probably has like 1 point of defense. And next up we storm the fortress in Winter Peaks. So this taught me something very important, which is that there's still a bunch of mages here. And I've just been operating under the assumption that if you're in my dominion, you're just getting like killed really easily if you're a mage. But I mean, these guys have 10 hit points and 11 magic resistance. Like, I would have thought these are the kinds of things that would just be, like, easily getting popped by strands, but apparently not. So what this teaches me is that I clearly need to stack a bunch of penetration items on my god if I want to really get anything out of strands, maybe? Or maybe the Mind Hunt effect on strands is just bad, I don't know. But it seems odd that, like, this seems like the, best possible mage for us to have in our dominion to get killed by strands, right? And there's 6 of them that have just been living in our dominion for this long. So, although this isn't an interesting battle in its own right, it did convince me I should probably just forge a Maroon Smasher and a Spell Focus and make sure that they're on my god as often as possible. So that's what I'm doing this turn. It's quite easy for us to forge Maroon Smashers, which is nice. Any Tengus die in this one? Oh yeah, 4 more. Sohei too, getting in on the action. But yeah, burn down that fortress. Burn down the fortress, capture the fortress and burn down the temple, which is nice. That's it for battles. Found 2 mages, 0 were killed and 1 was feeble-minded. Only 3 pots of gold this turn, 383 gold. And events, we got 9 pearls, 348 gold. And in Mapito Cliffs, our troubled province has been terrorized by a group of renegade Ronin. Fortunately, an influential and wise Kunushi convinced the bandits to quit the meaningless slaughter, fight where there is honor. So we got a bunch more Ronin dudes, so, you know. They're free, why not? I'll take them. That's cool. Still a disease in Icton. Lost a random scout over on Garth's territory. Ungbella's critically damaged. Good one disease, so that's nice. And that's it for messages. So I mentioned research. I noticed the global enchantment list this turn. It looks like Pythium has lost Riches from Beneath, was it that they had? So there's a free slot. So I'm going to try and quickly pick up Enchantment 9 and cast Arcane Nexus. Traditionally, Arcane Nexus was always one of those spells where if someone casts it, kind of attract a lot of attention. I don't know if that's still the case in Dominions 5. But it used to be like, it was one of those globals like, I don't know, Utter Dark or Burden of Time, or the big one was Astral Corruption, where if you cast it, people suddenly made a big coalition against you. Arcane Nexus is one of those. But I'd like to try and cast it if we can. Gonna need to stack up 150 pearls. It's worth alchemizing everything into pearls though if we want to cast this. So it'll take us about 4 turns to research it. But if the slot remains open, why not? We'll try and get that up. Having Nexus with the ability to cast Wish easily, and Strands, and Celestial Rainbow, means wishing for Dominion would probably be quite strong. So that's tempting, but Wish is one of those things I've never actually used in a game before, so it is very theoretical to me. And it's a long way off. Let's see if we can actually get up Arcane Nexus first, and whether or not it actually does much. Because I don't think I've ever actually used that in a game either. We'll see exactly how many pearls it gives us if we get it up. Anyway, other important news is I'm starting a fort in Genom. I don't know if I mentioned that already. No, 5 months remaining, that was this month, okay. So I thought that was cool too. And that's it for miscellaneous stuff. We did summon a golem this turn. So here's action figure, rare, collectible. Got half a set of gear at the moment. I like having the Iron Face and the Stormspool, it's a nice combo. Gave him an anti-magic amulet, Firebrand, Boots the Messenger. I would really like this guy to have quickness, but I think the last 2 items are going to give him either Direwolf Pet and a Lead Shield. Direwolf Pet gives him Cold Res, bit more protection. Also gives him 1 point of attack and defense, which is quite nice. Lead Shield is more magic resistance. It would be really, really nice to get quickness on him. I think that would be really good. But I would also like to have a bit of cold resistance. I'm not sure there's an elegant way to get quickness in this. Maybe I could do quickness shoes and then like a rainbow armor and a ice aegis, but the ice shield just kind of sucks. I don't know. Now that's what he looks like. We'll get him set up. He can start raiding Agartha for us. That would be nice. Also, yeah, as I said, I'm going to forge a, let's see, Spell Focus Rune Smasher. We'll get those on our god so he's got a bit more penetration. Maybe Strands will actually kill some things then. That would be nice. Alright, so over here. We know that the Bane of Madame Charm is now in Icton, so I'm going to hit this with 2 more Mind Hunts. Would really like to get rid of this thing. Meanwhile, our disease dudes are continuing to run away from it with the Cure All Elixir, so how's your hit points doing? This guy's on 3 hit points, he might not make it. 22. I suppose I could separate him if I really wanted to save the priest. We'd probably separate this guy and just get him healed next turn, if he hasn't been already. Probably better. Up here, still doing Great Eagles, Claymen, and Tengu. Eagles, very cool units. Patrol bonus and also a siege bonus, so really, really useful to have. What is your patrol strength exactly? 12.2, pretty nice. This guy would be doing a ton of patrolling with his ring and his all these units. I'm going to send all this stuff into Nidian range though, they're going to join up with the big army. And I think maybe I'll send these guys to hit Tiny Willow while the main army hits Pannonia, I'm not sure. But yeah, we gatewayed a bunch of stuff into Pannonia this turn. So we got all this stuff, plus the stuff that's built up in Mapito Cliffs. If I hit Y on Nidian, you can see it's actually quite a lot of stuff altogether. It's pretty competent force. Lots of melee units, bunch of flying units, including the Eagles. A couple of casters dropping some quickening in there. I think these guys can probably just walk on Tiny Willow and take it. We'll see. It's be about 40 enemy units, mainly Attendants of the Dead. I mean, if that's like 12 mages and a handful of units, it might be kind of difficult, because this won't have much mage support. But we might be able to just land on them with Tengu. It might be okay. We'll see. Either way, the big army that just took Winter Peaks is going to move up and probably just go straight onto Tenvir then. This is the province we scout cap this turn. Battlefield and Starlit Pound, not bad. But otherwise, there isn't really much to say about the Agarthan War. These forts don't look too bad, and our armies are set up the way they're set up at the moment, so we'll just keep marching them to Agartha. Hope we don't get distracted, and yeah, I assume Bogarus is going to go for the throne, which is completely empty. But, you know, we'll hit Bogarus in a second as well. That's fine. Yeah, once the golem's set up, they can also just raid from this direction too, which would be quite nice. Over here, got the Bishop Fish heading to join the army now, and meanwhile these guys are preaching. It is possible that we wipe out Tianqi this turn. I think they had like one candle in Endless Ocean last turn. Everything else is just neutralized at the moment. This is just 3 dark with like tons of H2s preaching on it, and we are on, what, Minion 12 still? This might actually be the first time we dom kill someone if it pays off. But we'll see what happens. Either way, we're sieging for one more turn and we'll storm next turn. We'll burn down this temple. At that point they should definitely get dom killed, I think. And we can clean up the rest of this territory easily enough. We'll storm Tianqi, take that off man, take a little break here. Get some new mages set up, and then probably just march into Bogarus from this direction as well. That'd be the plan anyway. From this point forward, I'll probably try and save up some gems. I'd like gems now to save up till we get another Daitengu. We'll save up the earth for another troll, save up the nature for an Ivy King, and save up the pearls to try and get up Nexus maybe. Could save up the fire to try and do Hidden in Sands as well, which is a fire spell in the balance mod we're running. Not sure about water gems. I've just been using them on Clayman for Sea Invis Patrollers, but I suppose I could summon a Sea King or something. Don't have much use for a big water mage because I have so many big water mages is the thing. We've got like tons of them. So I'm not sure what to do with water gems exactly. Naiads or something? Actually, that's a good question. What can we do that's interesting with the water gems? Probably haven't been using them very well. Water's always funny. Construct Water Cannon is in this balance mod we're running, which is pretty funny. 50 siege bonus. And it's a beam weapon. Could maybe use that. I definitely need to make some boosters to set up a Needful Flames free caster. That would be cool as well. Yeah, there's just nothing too cool to spam water gems on, is there? The big one really is just Sea King's Court, but we don't need that. Maybe there's a crosspath thing we could do, I don't know. Ice Strikes maybe? I've got a couple of dragon summoning things, and we could easily cast the Dragon Master spell as well, which would be quite funny. Another thing I'll do later on is we got this site a while back that's giving us passive Bloodslave income now. At some point I'll probably empower, like something like this, an Earth Nature Mage. I'll empower him in Blood. I'll put that booster that we got for free ages ago on him to give him bonus Nature and Blood. And he can also then make Bloodstones or whatever they're called, the Earth Booster. That would be useful. Besides that, doing the usual site searching spells, usual forging, and I don't think there's much else to say. There's no new temples going down this turn. We just started that fortress instead. And I'm still just started a rock walls. Oh, there is a temple right in the fort we just took, of course. I couldn't help myself there. And the only recruitment is the region still. And I've always had in Lowmark Chigenja queued up as well. Because it's nice to get, you know, multiple different combinations of paths in the steel ovens. Which is why this province is always like so massive for mages. Anyway, that's it for the turn, I think. So, things still feeling pretty good. Shame we bounced off this with our god, but you know, we'll try again in a second. That was turn 83. No, 63. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.